Hi, I'm Jimmy Wright, an accredited nutritionist, and I specialize in helping people all across the world achieve their goals without silly fad diets. In this episode of Nutritionist Explains, we're going to be covering how to eat healthy while dining out. Eating out can be a fun and enjoyable experience, but it can also be a challenge when it comes to maintaining a healthy diet. With tempting menus and indulgent options, it's easy to veer off track and make choices that are at odds with your goals of being as healthy as you possibly can. However, with a little planning and a mindful decision making, it is possible to eat healthily while dining out. Whether you're at a fancy restaurant or simply grabbing a quick bite at a local cafe, there are strategies that you can use to ensure that your meal is delicious, nutritious, and moving you closer to a healthier, happier lifestyle. So, in this video, let's explore some tips and tricks that will help you stay on the right path when it comes to eating out. Before we look at the strategies you can engage in to have a really nutritious meal that supports your physical goals at that time, there is an important point I'd like to make. Sometimes, the healthiest choice you can make is to simply enjoy a meal. For most of you, you aren't going to be eating out at a fancy restaurant or meeting your friends at the local cafe for a coffee every day. It may be better, therefore, that you prioritize the experience and not become too bogged down in being perfect with the choices that you make. Sometimes the perfect thing to do is simply enjoy yourself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You don't want to be the one at Christmas dinner eating bland turkey and flavourless Brussels sprouts because it's more nutritious than having a mountain of ham, stuffing, potatoes and gravy now, do you? Life's too short. So I would just ask you to think about why you're making the decision first before you start going over the top with everything needing to be the most nutritious every time. However, if you are someone who does partake in more social activities that include food or simply would like to make more health conscious decisions when you're out and about, then I've got your back for that too. Adopting a more nutritious approach to social meals. The first step to a more nutritious approach to your diet while dining out is to plan ahead. Before heading out to the restaurant, cafe, or wherever else you may be visiting, take some time to look at the menu online. This will allow you to see what options are available and make a more informed decision in advance. A few pointers: look for dishes that are grilled, steamed, or baked, as these tend to be lower in fat and calories compared to fried or sauteed dishes. Additionally, it may be worth considering choosing a restaurant or cafe that offers healthier options or specializes in fresh local ingredients. For example, you're more likely to find healthier, more nutritious options at a sushi restaurant than you are your local chippy. Now, if it's not possible to plan your portions in advance by looking over the menus, then don't worry. A useful strategy for portion control, which you can use on the go very simply, is by using your hands as a guide. It goes like this. Your palm represents the protein portion of your meal, such as chicken, fish, or tofu. Your palm will also represent the serving of fruit or veg that you're aiming to have. When it comes to your carbohydrate serving, roughly a closed fist would suffice for a quality-sized portion. I'd also advise going for whole grains where possible, or even a bean or lentil option if that's also possible. If you're on the go and looking for a simple lunch option, then poke bowls would be quite good, as they are a great mix of nutritious grains, beans, and other legumes that are packed full of health-boosting vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. And finally, in regards to dietary fats, you want to aim for a serving size that is roughly about the size of your thumb. This is for the likes of your oils or dressings, and you really want to keep your fat intake a bit lower, given that fat as a nutrient is more energy dense than both carbohydrate and protein. Just for reference, fat provides approximately 9 calories of energy per gram that we consume, whereas carbohydrates and protein each provide around 4 calories of energy per gram consumed. Speaking of protein, I would also recommend prioritizing it when selecting or building your meal. I'm sure you're all well aware by now how important protein is when it comes to muscle growth and repair, but it can also be incredibly useful for those with ambitions of managing hunger, weight, and maintaining or moving towards a leaner body composition. There's plenty of data showing just how effective increasing dietary protein across the day and at mealtimes is for helping you feel full and satisfied. Also, plenty of studies, including those that have directly explored protein intake with more athletic populations, routinely find that higher protein intakes are associated with leaner physiques. And just a final cool point on protein is that there is some really interesting research showing that even if you overeat beyond your energy needs, but it is protein that you're overeating, it may actually lead to more increases in lean body mass with no significant increase in body fat. So, look for protein-rich options on the menu when possible, such as grilled chicken, lean steak, or fish options. For the plant-based crew, vegetarian options like beans, lentils, or tofu are also great sources of protein. Plant fans, another important thing to remember is to have one or more protein sources per meal to ensure you're achieving a high-quality protein source. Albeit, if you're getting enough protein throughout the day, you should be okay. My last point to touch on when the goal is a healthier approach to eating out is that you will likely wish to minimize your fat intake when you're out and about. Many restaurant dishes are loaded with less than ideal sources of fats from the likes of hydrogenated oils or heavy sauces. A very simple way to reduce your fat intake is to ask for dressings and sauces on the side so that you're in full control of just how much you use. You can also opt for alternative cooking methods like grilling or steaming instead of frying to help lower the potential for cooking in unhealthy, energy-dense fats. One other thing you can do, and that's actually engage in communication. Ask the waiter, chef, or whoever else is serving you if they have any recommendations for lower fat options or healthier options in general, or if they can even change how something is prepared to lower the fat content of the meal. In summary, eating out doesn't have to mean sacrificing your health goals. Life is too short to not have the delicious looking pizza or the freshly made brownies at your local coffee shop. Anyway, hopefully this video helps you make healthier choices next time you're enjoying a meal out of the house. And as always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Myprotein YouTube channel for more helpful content, and be sure to keep asking the team questions so that we can keep providing you with more evidence-based answers.